Hi class, I'm doing my informative speech this week and I apologize ahead of time because I do not have an audience for this speech. I have attempted the last 3 days in a row to get an audience here and I am not having any luck. Therefore, I am doing my speech without an audience and I apologize for that again. I also am doing my informative speech only this week because last week I gave an informative speech on how to start an IV and I gave a demonstration along with that speech. Therefore, I gave my demonstration speech last week, and this week I'm only doing an informative speech. I am getting all my information from this speech from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, otherwise known as cdc.gov.com, and also healthscot.com. My informative speech is on influenza. What is influenza? Well, influenza is otherwise known as the flu. It is an acute, highly contagious infection of the respiratory tract which commonly occurs in the winter. Influenza usually appears in an epidemic form and it affects many people all at once. It can cause mild to severe illness and at times it can lead to death. It can affect everyone from older people to younger children, and it can affect you, it can affect me. Therefore, I think it is very important for all of us to know exactly what the flu is and its symptoms, how it spreads, and how a person can protect themselves from the flu. Influenza is the result from different strains of the influenza virus. This virus has the ability to mutate into different forms. Therefore, we have three types of influenza. We have type A, B, and C. Type A and B type A and B are usually the viruses or the strains that come around every year. They are responsible for the seasonal flu epidemic every year. Type C is usually a very mild respiratory illness and it is not thought to cause any epidemics. And what are the symptoms of the flu? I unfortunately got sick with the flu this year because I did not get my flu shot until later in the year. And how I work in the emergency room, I did get exposed to the flu, and I did get it this year. I was sick in bed for 7 days with a fever, which is one of the symptoms of 102 or higher, a severe cough, sore throat, you have a runny nose or a stuffy nose, you have body aches or muscle aches, you have a headache, and you're very fatigued, you're very, very tired. There is very little that can be done to treat the flu. The best thing for you to do is to get lots of bed rest, drink lots and lots of fluids, and also you can drink maybe some Tylenol or some ibuprofen to help relieve your headache or to help relieve your muscle aches or your body aches. How does the influenza spread? Well, it is an infection that is transmitted by inhaling a respiratory droplet from an infected person or by indirect contact, such as drinking from a contaminated glass. Therefore, it is spread from person to person or by droplet. Is it preventable? Well, to a certain point, it is preventable. You have to take the right measures. For example, good hygiene or good, very, very good hand washing in and out of your room, at home. I cannot express how important it is to have good hand washing skills. Also, make sure and get your flu vaccine. Every year it is so important that you get your flu vaccine. That way when that strain comes around, you are protected from you have protection from that strain. It is very, very important because I assure you that the influenza will appear every year, and it will appear in an epidemic form, and it will affect many, many people all at once. That is why it is important to know the signs and symptoms and take every precaution, every prevention that you can so that you don't get the influenza. And by getting the flu vaccine every year, you're not only protecting yourself, but you're also protecting your loved ones. And I guess that's all. I hope this information helps for the following year because it is almost ending. It is almost going to end. The flu season is almost going to end this year. But make sure and get protected next year. Get your flu shot. And don't forget good hygiene, good hand washing. It's always, always, always very good to have good hand washing. And again, I apologize for not having an audience. And I think that's it. And thank you.